Hello, it's Friday, March 20th, and what a week. We're all curtailing our activities. Of course, schools are closed, entertainment venues, the gyms that we would go to, anywhere we would gather, and of course, including churches, which affect Southview Church. Many churches, as we are streaming their services for worship to fulfill the needs of their congregation. So we're not alone in that. I know there's been a lot of tension and apprehension this week. Certainly felt it at work. I'm still working, painting on projects, and you can just feel the uneasiness among people. And I just want to talk with you a few minutes here and encourage you that we'll all get through this, that it's not anything that as a human race we haven't seen before. Perhaps we are handling it a little different. I've taken an opportunity this week to research some of the history of these kind of pandemics. The Spanish flu of 1918, for instance, certainly devastated the world population. Many people died, but the response from society wasn't anything like we're experiencing currently. I just missed the polio outbreak of the 1950s, but I know that some of my cousins, some family members were affected by that. And I remember lining up for the polio vaccines, a little medicine on a sugar cube that we would line up at school and take. The Asian flu of the 60s was another devastating pandemic where many of the world's countries were afflicted with this flu. Many people died. It's hard to understand how the wide range of numbers can be so great, from 100,000 to 500,000, but that's how they would assess that. The avian flu, the bird flu of the 90s, the swine flu in 2009, SARS, go back to SARS in the early 2000s. We've had a lot of these pandemics over the years, but the difference is we haven't seen the cultural response that we have seen with this COVID-19 virus. It's interesting to me, and I understand that it's going to continue to spread, and we need to be watchful for that and pay attention. But I would encourage everyone not to spend so much time. I was talking with my mother today, and it just gets to be so fatiguing to just continually be looking at the news and trying to keep up on the latest developments. So I would encourage people to limit that and stay informed, but don't obsess. I've had the joy of talking to many of our congregation this week. I've spoken with many of you, and every single person I talk to is of high spirits. They're taking this as it comes. They're staying somewhat sequestered, not, keeping their social distance. I don't like that social distance term. Let's call it, I don't know, physical distancing or something like that. Let's continue to be social, shall we? At any rate, everybody that I've been talking to, I just so much appreciate their spirit and how they're holding up through this. And I would just encourage all of us to continue to have, an outlook that is reliant on our Creator, and that we know God is in control of all this, and He'll see us through tomorrow and the next days and the next days and get us through this. That being said, I want to encourage us to be mindful that we serve an all-powerful God. And we have a great opportunity during this time. We're still out in the stores, we're still having some social contact. It's a great opportunity to just share the love of Jesus as we're waiting in line at the groceries. Don't be that person that is tense or short-tempered because things are taking a little bit longer than they might normally. Share a smile, share some goodwill, and especially I would encourage you as you come up to the cashier that's checking you out, give them a grateful thank you. They're standing on the front line, if you will, serving us, maybe somewhat putting themselves at risk. They're taking the steps maybe they need to with sanitizers and everything, but they're out there serving us. That's a good place to start. I would just say, live each day with a thankful heart and spread that good cheer to those that you meet.